A new coalition led by presidential daughter and Davao City Mayor Sara Duterte calls on Filipinos to unite and put an end to destructive politicking. Hundreds of supporters of President Rodrigo Duterte gather for the launch of Tapang at Malasakit Alliance for the Philippines Monday. The Davao City Mayor says dissent is a facet of democracy, but adds it's a different matter when you lie to oppose.
And it's very bad if you paint a sad and hopeless Philippines outside. Okay lang siguro mag-away tayo dito sa loob. Tayo lang naman eh. Pero pag yung reputasyon na ng bansa natin ang nasisira sa mga kapitbahay natin, mali na yun.
In its pledge read by Public Works Undersecretary Karen Jimeno, Tapang at Malasakit urges Filipinos not to be distracted by the noise created by clashing political interests.
We support freedom of speech and freedom of expression. But we need to recognize the difference between constructive criticism and destructive politicking.
Defense Secretary Lorenzana on Monday says combat operations against terrorists in Marawi City already ended. This comes after President Rodrigo Duterte declared the liberation of Marawi last week. Lorenzana says government forces, quote, nipped the budding infrastructure and defeated terrorism in the Philippines. Government forces had been fighting a fierce war with the terrorist Maute group and a faction of the Abu Sayyaf group for 5 months. Over 1,000 people have been killed in the war. Lorenzana says up to 42 bodies were retrieved after the final assault in Marawi City. The military says they were all Maute group terrorists because all hostages have been rescued. The Transportation Department files a GRAFT case before the Ombudsman against its former Secretary June Abaya and Busan Universal Rail Incorporated or BURI, the maintenance provider of the MRT-3 whose contract was terminated. The DOTr says the Abaya-led agency in 2015 facilitated the creation of special purpose company BURI, which then took over the maintenance contract won by Korean firm Busan Transportation Corporation. The Korean firm won the 3.8 billion contract to provide system maintenance, signaling systems, and overhauling services to the MRT-3. But the DOTr under Abaya allowed the creation of a separate company, which was BURI. Transportation Undersecretary for Legal Affairs and Procurement Rainier Yebra says recent MRT-3 glitches were the result of the underperformance of BURI, a company which wasn't supposed to be the maintenance provider in the first place. Yebra says, quote, Busan won the contract with DOTC. It has the experience, it has the required capitalization. Instead, they formed BURI, where Busan, the Korean giant company, only got 4.7% and became a nominal shareholder. That in itself, we believe, is anomalous and should be looked into. BURI says it will be able to answer and negate any charges against the company or its officials. A European Union report on human rights says the situation in the Philippines has considerably worsened in the second half of 2016 as a consequence of President Rodrigo Duterte's war on drugs. The EU's annual report on human rights and democracy in the world in 2016 says 2016 was marked by a serious deterioration in respect for the right to life, due process, and the rule of law. Duterte's war on drugs has been widely criticized due to the rising number of killings. Data from the Philippine National Police show at least 3,850 people have been killed in police operations, while at least 2,290 others were killed mostly by vigilantes. But the Philippine government denies the existence of extrajudicial killings. It earlier rejected calls made by United Nations member states for in-depth and impartial probes. The EU says Duterte's rhetoric against individuals involved in illegal drugs contributed to the rampant killings. The EU says, quote, the president's statements and actions have seemingly encouraged the police to take an aggressive approach in dealing with drug users and pushers. United States President Donald Trump in an interview Sunday says he is totally prepared to respond to threats from North Korea. In the past several months, Trump engaged in a fiery war of words with North Korean leader Kim Jong-Un over Pyongyang's missile tests and nuclear weapons program. He says, quote, you would be shocked to see how totally prepared we are if we need to be. Trump also praises China, Pyongyang's longtime ally, for helping the U.S. in enforcing sanctions against North Korea. Trump says Chinese President Xi Jinping has the power to do something very significant with respect to North Korea. He says, quote, He's for China and I'm for the US. But we do have a very good, I would say an exceptional relationship. And China's really helping us with respect to North Korea.